Welcome to the Phoenix Club.
The Phoenix Club.
Welcome to Deathsmiles.
Deathsmiles.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'd just like to point out on the opening title screen here is that rank 1 is, I think that's 200 million points, and second is 450 million points. Yeah, don't think they've got a great grasp on numbers. Anyway, let's begin. Let's show you what we can play as. There's an 11-year-old. Just going to let that sink in for a minute. Right? Especially when you see some of the ending scenes for this game. 13-year-old. A 14-year-old.
She's 14.
Almost legal. I didn't want to be her. She's shit.
Tough shit.
Fuck that shit. I'm not being her. I'm not being her. I don't want to be her. Oh, fuck it. I'm not restarting now. Fuck it.
You don't lose all that progress, you know?
Nah. I'll be her. I'd rather play as someone who's almost legal rather than going for the fucking 11-year-old.
Well, technically she is legal here. It's not America, no?
Yeah, but she's starring in a video thing.
Video thing.
That's kind of cool. Me little, get me little what's it thing? Me familiar to fire around in a circle if I use her. So that's something. But the other ones have what's it? The other ones have bloody homing missiles and shit. So swings and roundabouts, I suppose.
Yeah. Big chefs.
Big chefs. Oh, you wait. This game has some of the single greatest enemy design in any game I've ever played. I do love me Deathsmiles. I was also a little bit annoyed to find out that I think this is like the 8th in the series, and Japan's got like a whole fucking bunch of Deathsmiles games, and yet none of them have ever been released over here. There's a few that have been released in America, but they've never been published in Europe.
It's not a big thing over here, is it?
No. Not got a huge following. I'm surprised this came out. In America, they got a special edition of this as well that came with a faceplate for your 360.
I remember when that was a thing.
Yeah. It was also after. Also, this came out after the old consoles had gone, so I don't even know why they were doing it there.
I remember I had the Gears of War faceplate, and if I put it on, it blocked some signals from controllers and remotes.
Nice. I had a custom one on one of my. Oh God. I had a custom faceplate on my console, and it meant that you couldn't. The button that you used for syncing a controller didn't work.
Yeah. It was a good idea and concept, it just didn't really work.
No, especially since the official ones were like 15 quid, and it's like, yeah, no.
I do miss when these kind of games were just ships.
They're still ships ones. I've got other games. I've got other bullet hell shooters where they're ships. I've got one where they're girls that turn into ships, which I think is a Kai Katana. And then I've got another one where it's just actually ships, but I can't remember what that one's called. There's a Kai Katana, and it's got a weird name. How do I use the
It's like the one where you were a penguin.
penguin?
Parodius.
I like Topedia on the Amiga, where you were a wasp.
I think I've played that one.
That's really good.
It's like
really
R-Type
good.
as well, that you don't like that thing.
I don't like R-Type, no, I don't think you move fast enough in R-Type. I think it's very slow paced. I think it's not very interesting because it's not really bullet hell, it's like a normal shooter, but you just don't move fast enough to get out of the way of a lot of stuff. I understand why people like it, I just don't. I prefer it faster paced, where you can manoeuvre your ship faster but there's more enemies.
I think I'm the other way around.
You prefer it where there's less but it's harder to dodge.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
You like me R-Type, I'll get that one.
Stay here. I should be able to chip down his health a bit faster. There we go. Oh god. There we go. Jesus, really. Preferably, I don't want to die on this stage. Oh, no, managed it. Come on, we might actually be in here. I can always use a bomb if these get a bit too difficult. Apparently, oh no, I pressed X. Damn it. Shit. Again. I think I should be able to kill him before that happens. Yeah!
Yay!
Woo!
Just murdered that giant strapped to the land.
Yeah, I murdered a face in the floor. Woo!
Well, little fella.
First to the last.
I remember playing this and it had like a weird story where they were trapped in an alternate universe and like one of them gets to go back if you win with them or something.
Yeah, there's fuck! There's a surprisingly in-depth story for this game. I think they've all been teleported, but then you can go back, but only the person that can go back, and then you can choose to either stay with the people that you're there with, or go home, and then each of them has an alternate ending for if they go home.
I think I only did it once for each character and I took them home every time.
The ones where they stay with them get a bit, for want of a better phrase, paedophile-y.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I have issue with turning ships into teenage girls.
Well, it especially doesn't help when there's a bath scene and you've got your characters are aged 11, 13, 14 and 17, and the 17 they lose their clothing the younger they are. To the point where the 11-year-old is actually naked in it. Not in a terrible like paedophile kind of way, but definitely not the kind of thing you should be having.
Well, Japan, isn't it?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, this boss isn't that difficult.
Well, he does look like he's modelled after the fucking first Kirby boss.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a homage.
I would have used the end joke, but it would feel too overused, I would have thought.
What I will say is, wow, this guy is really fucking easy. The last boss in this has the best name for any fucking boss ever.
It's Steve.
No, it's Tyranno Satan. And it's...
I remember that.
Yeah, it's Satan as if he was a fucking dinosaur. Which then there's an alternate... I think there's an alternate final boss if you can get to the last stage of the game without ever taking a hit. On the hardest, doing all the stages on the most difficult you can do them, which is never fucking happening because I'm not Japanese and haven't spent every waking moment of my life playing bullet hell shooters for the past 40 years.
So you're saying the only person who can finish a bullet hell shooter on the hardest difficulty is a 40-year-old Japanese man?
Yep, that's the one. Well, you could probably get some 20-year-old Japanese guys with it, but that's the only place where these kind of games will actually be available. In arcades. The only place in the world where arcades still exist. Thanks, Britain!
We've got arcades, they're just shit.
They're just shit and just have fucking grabber machines and then fucking stacker machines that have shitty fucking prizes in!
In that one Guitar Hero doesn't work very well.
Oh yeah, the Guitar Hero that it isn't synced properly so that the music is completely out of time with what you're actually seeing, so you just have to kind of play it with a 2-second delay. But then again, that was after Activision got their grubby little mitts on Guitar Hero, so what the fuck do you expect? Completely fucking ruined Guitar Hero. And actually did something I didn't think was possible, ruined another franchise in the process. because they destroyed Rock Band, because then everyone was like, oh, we had a good Guitar Hero, and it's like, yeah, but Rock Band's considerably better. But yeah, there's too many guitar games. Thanks, Activision, you cunts.
No, is she the one that you think is evil, but she's not evil?
Oh yeah.
Or something.
She's the one that there's an achievement for. Oh no, you can if you're the I think she's called Winona, the 13-year-old one. It's her sister, and you can kill her by surviving. I think it's 5 minutes against her.
Okay.
Because if you do that, yeah, if you survive 5 minutes, because then she just goes, oh, you're my sister, I'll not fight you anymore. Why it takes her 5 minutes through the boss fight to come to this epiphany is another matter, but I don't know. I'm actually not doing too badly against her at the minute. In fact, have I got her? I think I've got her, haven't I? In a second. There you go. Actually getting quite a decent score on this as well. You just can't compete. This isn't the time. Please don't hurt my mother. Why is she like all dirtied up? Apparently all that we did is slightly rip her clothes and get a few bits of brown on her.
Yeah.
Because you know, that's what happens when you get hit by laser beams for 2 minutes, is you just get bits of brown on you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that'll do for part 1. See you guys later in part 2 for more in-depth discussion on the paedophilic nature of Deathsmiles.
Yeah.